Okay, so we're back in George W. Bush's book, Decision Points, Chapter 4, Stem Cells. And what had happened is, right as Bill Clinton left office, he ended up having his White House lawyers, administration lawyers, interpret the Dickey Amendment. The Dickey Amendment prohibited taxpayer dollars for being used to support stem cell research on the stem cell lines that were, as it says, derived from destroyed embryos. Well, they interpreted it to being so long as the destruction itself was funded by private sources, that it could go ahead and be researched, and therefore the universities, medical universities, could get grants from the National Institutes of Health. So Bush was charged with whether or not to allow the funding to proceed. Ultimately, he kind of capitulates, but on the grounds that things can be, alternatives can be considered. Alrighty, so comes down to that, and we go ahead and scooch on down the line here to page, I believe, 122. And so they are doing this whole searching for alternatives, and they end up finding some good stuff, some breakthroughs. And then, yeah, stuff hits the fan. Most members of Congress paid more attention to politics than to scientific discoveries. Where have we heard that before? Sorry, got a message across. So the Democrats made it clear that they would again use the issue as a political weapon. Someone persuaded Michael J. Fox. They got into Hollywood and had the Hollywood stars up there. But, you know, never mind the new stuff. And he gets called all sorts of names. And somewhere in here, aha, this is what I was looking for. Sorry to take so long. Page 124, Congress's response to my veto, because he vetoed a bill that was going to allow the taxpayer money to go ahead and do the opposite of what the Dickey bill says. So Bush vetoed it, and Democratic sponsors of the bill erupted with a statement claiming that my veto was based on cynical political gain. As a punishment for my veto, Democrats refused to pass legislation supporting research into alternative sources of stem cells. The message was that if they couldn't fund stem cell research that destroyed embryos, they would prefer to fund none at all. So much for their passionate desire to see new cures. When Democrats won control of the House and Senate, they decided to make another run at overturning my policy. Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced that it was one of her top priorities. They sent me another bill in June 2007. I sent it back again with my veto. So, there's a little bit of stuff, and then his fears start getting realized, and there's Dolly the sheep. Anybody remembers Dolly the sheep? But in any case, so there's a little bit about the hows and whys according to George W. Bush's point of view. Take it or leave it, but that's what's written. Have a good day.